Hello everybody, it's Julia here with another video for you. Today we're going to be doing another pick a card reading. I really enjoyed doing that last week for you all with the what is your biggest strength video. Today the title of this video is going to be what do people admire about you? So this could be things that you're not even aware of actually, couldn't it? So I think that's a really interesting title for this video actually. So this is my second attempt at this video today. I got through a little bit of the shuffling of the cards earlier on and then pressed the wrong button on my camera and lost the video, and so I had to have a little walk around and calm myself down and I'm back again now to start again. I was very frustrated earlier to have done that, but I'm back again, and as I said, I am very excited to do this video for you today. I had some lovely comments and feedback on my last video and that really made me smile actually. That it was lovely. So excuse me, oops, caught fire again. So, what do other people admire about you? We're going to use the same format as before. There's going to be 3 piles, each with a crystal. I'm going to draw 1 card for you now, or 3 cards for you now to choose from. Then I'll pause the video. Then I'll come back and I will shuffle all of the other cards that I've got here and lay those out into some piles, and then I'll pause the video and then I'll come back to read pile 1, 2 and 3. Fingers crossed this time anyway that I actually get there. So I hope that everybody's well. I hope that everybody's happy. I know that things are stressful in the world at the moment. I know that things are difficult for many people, but I hope everybody is as well and healthy and happy and safe as they can be. And thank you for being here and for watching my video. I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you've not watched these kind of videos before, the timestamps for these chapters will be in the description box below, along with, I shall probably put in there the decks that I've used as well, because I know many people like to see the titles of the decks. This is my Soul's Journey Oracle deck, this one. So, Spirit, if we could have 3 piles, please, to give some clarity for my viewers about what other people admire about them. Thank you. We have success. Ooh, it's a pretty card, isn't it? I don't think that's actually ever come out of the deck before. So that's pile number 1. Ooh, fear. Wow. Fear. Again, I don't think that card has actually come out of this deck before when I've been doing a video with them. And the last one is grief. Wow. Beautiful cards, all yellows and oranges we've got here today, haven't we? So, let's turn those round so hopefully that you can see them. So we have pile number 1, which is success. Pile number 2, which is fear. And pile number 3, which is grief. So we're going to put the fluorite crystal on success. We're going to put the Howlite crystal on the fear card. And we're going to put the unconditional, we're going to put the rose quartz of unconditional love on the grief card, I think, because I think that's quite fitting. So pile number 1 is success, Pile number 2 is fear, and pile number 3 is grief. Okay, so I shall see you in a moment, hopefully this time, for the shuffling. Okay, here I am back to do the shuffling for the piles that we're now going to make for these 3 piles here. So I'm going to use my Power Animals Oracle deck next. So Spirit, if we could have 3 cards, please, to give clarity to my viewers. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Spirit. And we have, oh, I'm not looking at them, am I? Do you know it all? I told you my brain is not working today. So there we go, 3 cards. I hope that you didn't see that there. I don't think that you did. 3 cards. I'm also going to use this enormous deck here, which is Caroline Miss's Archetype Cards, which I shall do my best to shuffle. I love this deck, but I don't appreciate the cards, if I'm honest. They're very big and they're kind of sticky, even though I've had them for years. They don't shuffle easily. They're too big for my hands. I'm sorry, I'm having one of those mornings, I think. I think probably because it is the morning, and I do most of my videos, most of my readings in the afternoons and evenings. I don't very often sit here in the morning, so I think that's probably what's affecting my ability to think and do. So, Spirit, please, if we could have 3 cards here for my viewers to give clarity on what other people admire about them. We have 1, oops, 2, and 3. There we go. And then we're going to have 3 cards from my Radiant Wise Rider-Waite deck. Thank you, Spirit and the universe, for bringing clarity. For bringing clear and concise messages to my viewers for pile number 1, 2 and 3. Thank you. We have 1, 2, 3, and then lastly we're going to have my other little Radiant Rider-Waite cards. We shall have 3 of these also. So thank you, Spirit, for bringing clarity to these messages for my viewers. For pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So I will come back and clarify these messages if necessary. But for now, we have pile number 1, success. Pile number 2, which is fear. And pile number 3, which is grief. So, I shall just pause the video again and I shall see you in a moment, everybody who's picked pile number 1. Hello, everybody. Hello, pile number 1. So this is for the card success. And the other little pile of cards that we've got here. So we're looking at what do people admire about you. And as I said, this could be things that you're not even aware of, actually. Sometimes we don't see, or things that we see or we feel might be flaws within ourselves, other people see as strengths and positives, don't they? So let's put that lovely fluorite there. So yeah, the card success. It says on here, I know that there is no greater goal than to love. And I think it's good that there's a keyword on there, or a little sentence here, because when you first think about the word success, I think it can mean many different things, can't it, to many of us? And I think to many of us, what might immediately spring to mind is success in the material world, isn't it? To have financial success, career success, to do well within yourself and within life. It wouldn't necessarily first spring to mind, really, that success is something other than a material thing, perhaps. I suppose success can mean so many different things to our ego, can't it? Because that's what it's about, really. But these are soul journey oracle cards, and I think your soul doesn't care what you have materially. This is a card of success on a soul level. And anything that's to do with the soul's journey deck is about love. This is about giving and receiving love and compassion. This is about success in relationships, the quality of the relationships and the quality of your emotional state, perhaps, in life. So that's what this card means to me, I guess. So we shall put that there. Oh, wow. And your next beautiful card here is the Whale. I love this card. I've had this deck for so long. So this is honour your soul's purpose. It's beautiful, isn't it? Anything I think to do with the whale just is really on a soul level, isn't it? When we think about the archetype of the whale, you know, they travel great distances, they dive to deep depths, they live for a long, long time. Things happen quite slowly, I expect, in the world of a whale. And I think that's why they're often identified with our soul's journey. Yeah, so that's a beautiful card. And it's talking about soul's purpose here, isn't it? And we've got success. There is no greater goal here than to love, which just fits in beautifully, actually, with your Caroline Miss archetype card here, which is father. Now, this is not necessarily meaning that you, pile number 1, are a man or a male or are a father, but this is certainly an archetype that resonates with you, I would say. This is an archetype that features within your archetypal group, perhaps. I know in Caroline Miss's book, what's her book called? I should know that, shouldn't I? Sacred Contracts, that's it. It's on the bookshelf behind me. she talks about us having 12 archetypes that perhaps are active within our psyche at any one time, and there's 4 constants and then 8 others that perhaps may change throughout our life. But at this time, Father may well resonate for you, pile number 1. And in its light attributes, this is a talent for creating and supporting life. It's a positive guiding light within a tribal unit. And in its shadow attributes, it's a dictatorial control or an abuse of authority. So, the question for today, the subject of this reading today is, what do people admire about you? We're going to be looking at the light attributes, obviously. So that's a talent for creating and supporting life and being a positive guiding light within a tribal unit. So what that means is being somebody that people can look up to, somebody that people can respect, people can rely on, somebody who's firm but fair, somebody who has good judgment, somebody who's protective of people perhaps more vulnerable than themselves, somebody that looks after other people maybe even. So yeah, that's gorgeous. And these all fit together really well, I think, don't they? We've got honour your soul's purpose and success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. And then we have Father, which is about providing a positive guiding light for other people in your life. Yeah. I think these cards really here are talking about a quality, aren't they, within you? A depth of understanding, a depth of compassion, a depth of care for the people in your life. So that's lovely. So with your tarot cards here, we've got the 3 of Wands. I'm just going to put them on the table and then I'm going to have a look and try and interpret them for you. We've got the 2 of Swords. We've got the Lovers. We've got Judgment. Wow. We've got the 9 of Wands. And lastly, we've got the Knight of Cups. So gorgeous energy here. This is lovely. So what do other people admire about you, pile number 1? I think what people would admire about you is your sense of fairness, your sense of balance, your ability to do the right thing, to be patient. Yeah, it's interesting, the Knight of Cups here. This is a very earnest character here. This is somebody who is quite old-fashioned, I guess. This could be the knight in shining armour, couldn't it? A rescuer, somebody quite protective. I think that whoever you are, whether you're male or female, I think that you certainly have a very nurturing quality within you. I think that you could easily work in a career where you're looking after other people as well. But I do see this as being something where the success that you might be feeling in life is coming from your connection with friends, with family, particularly with family, from your connection within a partnership with somebody that you love and that you are close to. Yeah. I think that you've been through some struggles in your life. I think at times you may have found it quite difficult to access your heart energy, if you like. I think at times in your life you might have felt indecisive and struggled to, as I said, to get in touch with your heart energy. I think you might have had times in your life where you felt stuck in your head, where you might have felt that life was an uphill battle for you, where you doubted your own measure of success in life, perhaps, or where you were waiting for some success in life, something that you felt meant something to you. I think that you've worked really hard at achieving what you have today, at achieving the connections that you have with people today. What have we got astrologically here? We've got the Three of Wands, so this is Aries. We've got the Two of Swords, which is Libra. We've got Judgment, which is Pluto, that's fire energy. We've got the Lovers, which is Gemini. We've got the Nine of Wands, which is Sagittarius. And we've got the Knight of Cups, which is obviously a water sign, which is Scorpio, Pisces or Cancer. There's a fair amount of fire energy here, which makes me look at the Judgment card here, really, to be honest. It's like I'm feeling that perhaps at some point in your life there was a big, almost like a breakdown, if you like, almost like a dark night of the soul, like a realization of something where perhaps what I was talking about with this card success here, perhaps there was an ego death for you, perhaps this realization that actually success in the material world is, well, it is important to a level, is not everything, and is perhaps not your soul's purpose, is not your own path in life, and that any measure of success or fulfillment that you're going to feel is not going to come from the material world. And that's really confirmed quite strongly here to me, because in all of these cards here we have no pentacles, so we have nothing of the material world here. We have nothing of the material world here. This is all emotion and energy. There's been a rebirth at some point in your life. Perhaps when you became a parent, you know, that's a very common thing for all of us. I remember when I had my son, it was a time of big change in my life. Life's never the same again, really, is it, when you become a parent? But I see it being a bit more than that for you. I think that this sort of supportive, guiding, creative talent that you have, I think that energy reaches out far and wide around you. I think that many people benefit from that energy from you, whether that be in a job or in your friendships or in your family. But I think you actually don't realise just how much people value your ability to be a guiding light, your ability to do the right thing, to form strong connections, to show your love. Yeah. Yeah. I think that that's all I have for you, actually. I think that that's beautiful, to be honest. These are lovely cards. If you picked this pile number 1, people, you're gorgeous people. Very giving, very supportive. People who think deeply about things, people who are prepared to look at the things that are difficult about themselves and other people. And that's not for everybody. Many people brush things under the carpet, they avoid things, they stuff things, they project things out onto other people. And I don't see any of that here particularly, not for now anyway. I think, as I said, you may have gone through something in the past, but I can see that you have emerged as this strong and wise and creative and supportive person, that many, many people benefit from your wisdom and your care and your love. And it's those qualities that people admire about you. So there we go, pile number 1. I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that that resonated for some of you. Please do give me a thumbs up. I would love that. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my channel. And I will look forward to seeing you again another day. Thank you, pile number 1. Hello, pile number 2. I'm here with your little reading, with your messages here. So your card is the card Fear, with the Howlite here, with a very soothing and calming Howlite crystal. So, fear. And the key words on this card are, I realise that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. That's quite profound, isn't it, actually? I've read many, many times over the years and believe this to be true, that there are only really 2 emotions that really matter, and everything else stems from them, and that's fear and love, isn't it? You can, any other emotion that you can think of will be wrapped up quite firmly within either fear or love. You know, a lot of people might say things like there's hate or love, but actually hate is really a fear, isn't it? It's a fear of our differences. It's a fear of the things that keep us separate. If we were to think about the fact that we are all connected, we wouldn't have that fear of separateness. We wouldn't have that fear of difference, would we? So yeah, I think that this is one side of this sort of polarity, really, of fear and love. And really, I guess fear is a teacher, isn't it? It's something that we need to transcend in our life. For me, when I think about fear, I think about myself, and I think about the things that I have anxieties about. I'm quite a sensitive person, and I've suffered with anxiety throughout my life, really, and it is a great teacher. And these days, how I cope with it a lot of the time is I have to think about whether a decision is for my higher good or not, whether I'm avoiding things or not. You know, I have to think about things like that in order to transcend my fear. Many fears are irrational. Many fears are based in things that are not real. So if we're talking about this card in relation to what do people admire about you, well, perhaps people have seen you consistently transcend and grow from your own fears. Perhaps people have seen you grow throughout your life. Perhaps you've had good reason to be fearful. You know, there may have been things happen to you in your life that have given you good reason to be afraid of certain things, to feel that difference between yourself and other people. But perhaps you've had a mindset of growth and you have been able to transcend and see your fear as a teacher. Let's have a look at your cards. It's a very difficult energy, to be honest. Ooh. So we've got Coyote here. Wise Fool. Well, the Fool in tarot traditionally has no fear, does he? You know, he's about to step off the cliff into the unknown and he has no fear. He is fearless. This is accept your follies and find teaching in them. So that's a very similar energy, isn't it? It's a very similar kind of energy here. We've got here, I realise that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love and accept your follies and find teaching in them. So this is about self-love, isn't it? This is about coming to terms with who you are, warts and all aspects of yourself, light and shade. This is about challenging yourself. Excuse me. This is about challenging yourself to learn from your behaviour, to look deep, to look at the patterns in your life, and to find teaching and growth within them. Interesting, isn't it? As I said, that we've got Wise Fool here, and as I said, the Fool is in a state of no fear, isn't he? Interesting. Wow. So your Caroline Miss Archetype card here is Athlete. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen this card particularly. This has never come out within a reading that I've done for myself or anybody else, actually. And as we're talking about what people admire about you, we're just looking at the light attributes of this card. And we've got here dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. So, wow. Like I said, there may have been very, very good reason why you've been afraid in your life. You may have had some real restrictions. You may have had some real difficulties and challenges and obstacles to face. You may have had to dig very deep indeed to find this energy, this spirit of self-love, this strength of mind, this willpower, the strength of spirit to keep you going, to help you to transcend and grow and become stronger. These are wonderful cards. I think whatever you've been through here, pile number 2, I think that you have shown a remarkable character, a remarkable strength of spirit here, and I can see why people would admire you for that. Let's have a look at your tarot cards here. So we've got the Chariot, which is lovely. That's Cancer. Wow, we've got Strength, which is Leo. This is making sense. This is beautiful. We've got the Ace of Cups, just as I thought, actually. Let's just turn my heater off. We've got the King of Pentacles. Wow, such a strong reading, this. We've got the Ten of Wands. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles. This is such a strong reading. You should be really proud of yourself, whoever you are, pile number 2. This is fantastic. So as I said, we've got the Chariot, which is Cancer. We've got Strength, which is Leo. We've got the King of Pentacles, which is Earth energy, which is Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn. We've got the Ace of Cups, which is watery energy. This is Scorpio, Pisces or Cancer. We've got the Ten of Wands, which is Sagittarius. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is Virgo. So we've got a real mishmash of astrology there. But these are wonderful cards. This is all just telling a story, really, of somebody who's been on a massive journey, somebody who's had to dig deep within their own heart, within their own spirit. When I look at these 2 cards here, the Chariot is actually about going out into the world, to meet the world head on. It can often represent struggles and obstacles that we face in the outer world, in the real world. It's almost going to war with the world, really. And then we have Strength, which is the next card along, isn't it? Which is about the battle within us. This is about the battle within to transcend our own fears, isn't it? That this angel here has managed to quiet and gentle the lion here, not with brute force, but with kindness and compassion and understanding and love. And obviously the lion here, in many of the other decks, the lion and the person are kind of as one. The lion represents our more animal instincts, our more basic side of our nature. So you've had some struggles in your life. I can see that you've had to dig really deep. It just tells a beautiful story here. We then come to the Ace of Cups, which is, to me, is self-love. This is filling your own cup before you're ready to fill anybody else's, if you know what I mean. This is about filling your own cup of love. This is about getting to know yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what you need, being kind to yourself, being gentle with yourself, being compassionate. We then have the King of Pentacles, who's feeling much more secure in themselves. With the Ten of Wands, I can see that you've carried a lot of burdens within your life, I think. I think you've carried some weights. I think you've carried some burdens of your own and of other people's here. I think you've had to consistently work hard, sort of plodding along like this man here, really. Head down, one foot after the other, carry on, carry on, carry on. And while for some people that could have closed their heart, it could have made them hard and shut off and cold, I can see within yourself this has just gone to further your own energy of love, your own self-acceptance. Yeah. And I can see that you're still working hard. I think that's what's here with the Eight of Pentacles, is you're perhaps a little bit of a perfectionist, perhaps in some ways. It's like you're still refining and honing your skills, your strength, your willpower, or a skill that you might have in life. I don't know what's happened to you here, pile number 2, within your life, whether you actually have got some physical health problems, or some mental health problems, but there's certainly some challenges that you have faced in your life, and you have transcended them. I can see that here, and I'm sure that what I can see here, that other people in your life can see within you. As I said, you've gone out and you've met life head on. You've looked inside, you've dug deep, you've been determined. You've learnt from your lessons. And I think that this path is something that you take very seriously, and you have continued to work upon within yourself. This is wow, this is lovely. I can certainly see lots here for people to admire about you. So carry on, pile number 2. This is beautiful. This is lovely. I think this is all I have for you. I do hope that this resonated. I just want to say well done, really, because this is marvellous. So yeah, I do hope that this has resonated, and please do give me a thumbs up if you like my style of reading, if you enjoyed this, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. That would mean the world to me. And please do leave me a comment. It's very nice to hear which pile you chose and why, and how it resonated for you. I would love that. So I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you. Hello, pile number 3. Here we are, ready for your cards, for your messages here. And we had grief, didn't we, with the rose quartz crystal here, which is a very difficult and challenging energy here, isn't it? These have all been quite heartfelt videos actually today. I'm surprised actually. But I love doing these readings, to be honest, because you just don't know what's going to come. So, as I said, grief. This is a very challenging energy, isn't it? I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So obviously grief can come in many shapes and forms. We can grieve over a person, a pet, a way of life. We can grieve over a loss of our health, our well-being, finances, a home, as I said, a partner, a parent. We can grieve over so many things, can't we? And to me, grief really is about the ability to transcend your loss. You know, in Buddhist philosophy, suffering is a part of life. Suffering can be something that can open our hearts and take us to a place of understanding about ourselves and reality, or it can close our hearts. It's an opportunity to love again, because I think that nothing is lost forever. Just because in its physical resonance, its physical vibration, that something may be lost, something that may be gone, but I don't think that things are gone forever. And as I said, grief can take many forms about many things. So let's have a look at your cards and see if we can get any clarity on what that might be. Okay, so we have Lion. Wow, courage. Courage. Ask for what you want. Strange. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting. Lion and courage. And I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Let's see what else we've got here. In your Caroline Miss Archetype card, we've got Goddess. Beautiful divine feminine energy here. And as we're talking about what people admire about you, we're going to look at the light attributes of this card, and that is the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force and sensuality. Interesting. I'm going to put all the cards on the table because, to be honest, this one is not just immediately shouting out at me that I know what this is. The other two readings I've done today just were there, really. So let's see if we can get any more clarity as we go along. So for your tarot cards, we have the Five of Pentacles, which again is a very challenging and very sad energy, isn't it? We've got the King of Pentacles. We've got the Seven of Swords. We've got the Three of Wands. We've got the Page of Wands. And we've got the Three of Cups. So as I said, interesting. So let's have a look at the astrology of these cards first. So with the Five of Pentacles, we've got Taurus. The King of Pentacles could indeed be Taurus again, or Capricorn or Virgo. We've got the Seven of Swords, which is Aquarius. We've got the Three of Wands, which is Aries. The Page of Wands, which could be Aries, Sagittarius or Leo. And we've got the Three of Cups, which is Cancer. We also have got a very much of a Leo energy going on over here with the Lion. There's certainly been some hardships for you, hasn't there? I'm feeling here that perhaps you may have lost somebody in your life. You may have lost somebody that you looked up to, somebody that was a dependable, trustworthy force in your life, somebody that brought stability to your life. And I think you felt very strongly that somebody's taken them away from you. Because this doesn't necessarily, grief doesn't necessarily have to be that somebody has died. You could be grieving because somebody's left you, or because you had to leave somebody, because somebody moved away, because somebody's ill, because you're ill, because your way of life has had to change in some way. I am feeling very strongly here that you have lost somebody. Somebody has gone, whether that is that they've actually died, or they've left you, or you've left them, or they've gone in some other way. I mean, sometimes when people become very poorly, they're not themselves really anymore, are they? I think you very definitely are feeling very much here that something's been taken away from you, almost as if it was sort of stolen away from you. And I think once it was gone, or once this person was gone, once this energy was gone, I don't think you quite realised actually in many ways how much losing this would mean to you. I think you've been feeling a bit stuck. You've been waiting to see what would happen. I think you've been trying to stay positive. And I think you've been spending time with friends. But yeah, I think you've had to stay very strong here. And I think as with this reading is about what other people admire in you, I think it's about your ability actually to stay strong, to be courageous, to be assertive, and to know what you need. Yeah, this goddess card here is not quite fitting in really with all the other cards here, and I'm struggling. I'm struggling, to be honest, to know how that might fit with the other cards. Let's just draw another card to clarify, actually. I think there's certainly a feeling here that you have suffered some kind of hardship, and I think it's affected you on a material level. Your home, your way of life may have been under threat. You may have felt left out of something, shut out of something. Yeah. Let's just clarify these cards, Spirit. Why are these cards here? Help me to understand the message of these cards, please. Why is the Goddess card here? We have the King of Swords. Okay. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? And we've got the Page of Cups. Why is the Seven of Swords here? We've got the Ace of Pentacles. And why is the Lion here? We've got the Seven of Wands. What have we got on the bottom of the deck here? We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So I'm getting a little bit more of a feeling now for these cards. These are tricky. These are tricky. I think that I'm feeling that you, in the face of this hardship, in the face of your grief, of your pain, of your distress, in the face of the truth of the matter, you have still managed to maintain your own inner wisdom, your own sense of being, your own femininity. I do feel that I'm talking to a woman here, to be honest. I think that you've perhaps at times felt kind of naive for not really understanding and realizing what was going on. Yeah. But I think that you've managed, and I think that people have seen this in you, that you've managed to keep yourself receptive. Yeah, I think that's what I want to say here, really, because feminine energy is receptive, isn't it? And with the goddess here being the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force and sensuality. And then we've got the lion here, haven't we, of courage, of asking for what you want. And I think that you've managed to sort of skate this fine line of being able to still sit strongly within your feminine energy, but to sort of walk within this practical, sort of navigate throughout this practical sort of hardship that I see here as well. I think you felt out of your depth at times, for sure. I think you felt that you can't see the truth of things at times. And I think that this has been a big period of reassessment for you. Or these are things that you have been through in your life, because this doesn't all necessarily have to be about now. But I see that there has been hardship, there has been difficulties. I think you fell out of your depth around certain people at certain times in your life. I think you've struggled to express your own inner femininity. I think you've struggled at times to feel courageous. I think you've struggled to ask for what you want. I think that you've had some quite strong energies around you in the other people in your life, and I think that you have felt perhaps dominated by those at times. You may have felt powerless at times. You may have even felt that your life wasn't under your control, your life wasn't your own at times, actually. I think you've struggled a lot here, actually. And I think you were terrified, actually, of letting something go. Perhaps. But I don't think that until you did, that you really fully understood the effect that it was having on you. This is a difficult reading. It's not reading clearly. It's sort of foggy. It's confused. But what I see here is resilience. I see the ability to transcend these difficulties. I think around about here in these cards, the energy is starting to change. I can feel something differently within these cards. They've stopped being defensive. They've stopped being kind of passive, if you like. Yeah. And they've now started to take on a strength of their own. I think that whatever journey you've been on, I think that it's taken you time, it's taken you to do a lot of soul searching, of getting back in touch with yourself, with who you are, and what you want and where you're going. And I think that you are, and you have, started to take back control of your life. I think that you've started to make connections with other people again. I think that you've started to let other people in again. You've started to form new relationships with other people. And I think that there is a new feeling of lightness and love and joy and creativity and expansion and growth within your spirit at the moment. And I think that people who have seen and know what you've been through are just amazed by you actually, and stunned by your ability to come back from this. As I said, the energies are very foggy here. I'm not entirely sure what has happened. You've certainly suffered some hardship, some grief, some loss. There is a definite feeling of feeling out of control, feeling perhaps undermined by other people, by having to be a little bit defensive of other people, and that if you don't ask for things you don't get. It's that kind of feeling. But as I said, it's started to change around here, and I see you having almost even a little bit of passion for life coming back to you as well. I think you're finally going to be sat in your beautiful goddess energy with some wisdom behind you, with your life force re-energized. I think that you've taken back control for yourself. I think you've learnt some lessons. I think you're in quite a positive place at the moment, actually. And I think that's what people admire about you, is your ability to grow, is your ability to have this mindset of growth, to recover from adversity, to recover your own self, your own inner strength. I think there has been a big time of reassessment in your life. There's been some new starts. Some people have gone, some people have come in. But I think that you're in a good place at the moment, and I'm very relieved to see that actually here at the end of your reading. Because as I said, these are some very tricky energies here. There's much respect from me towards you for whatever you have endured, for whatever you have suffered. I can feel it here. But I think what perhaps you might not be aware of is that good luck is on your side, good fortune is on your side, you're on the right path. Things are coming together for you again. And it's been through a lot of adversity and a lot of soul searching and a lot of courage, actually. So wow, I think that was tricky. That was hard to get out. That was. I really wasn't entirely sure what was going on here for you for a while. But anyway, I do hope that that's resonated for you, and I hope that you got something out of that reading. And as I said, much respect to you. There's a lot to admire about you here. You've come through an awful lot, whatever that was for you, however long ago, whether it continues. There is progress, there is growth, there is expansion. It's almost like there's a new you here, which is fantastic. So well done. Please do give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed that reading, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And look after yourself, pile number 3. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.